Today is the 7th of October already, and we are going to be drawing another market. We have a beautiful photo from Anne this morning. Just going to see who's on and turn down my volume on my computer so I don't have myself speaking to myself. All right, let's have a look. Does it come up on the live? Yes, it does. How are you? I feel like I haven't seen you for a while, but it's only been since last Thursday. My mess is still a mess on my table. I have to clear that up today. I just want to show you, and I do have a book to show you as well. Hi, C. Good morning. So we are on day 7. That means I should have 6 markets in this bundle, and I'm hoping that I've caught up because I'm not 100% sure if I have, and I just grabbed them to see them. So let's see. Day 1 was, I'm going to put this to the side for a second, and I have my paper for today. Day 1 was my market, and I have been doing almost all of them upside down. There was one that I had a little bit of an off day. I think I was still trying to figure out all the market things that I was getting ready for the weekend, and just, I don't know, drew a blank, did it right side up, wrong format, etc. Good morning, Anne. How are you? Hi Martina. Hello, Sarah. Hi, Susan. Hi, Leslie. Good morning, Nanette. So day 1, I did the Jubilee Market in Covent Garden, and that was with marker and 14B. And then day 2 was Sarah's market. I may revisit your market, Sarah, because I feel like, yes, I did it in a kind of different style, but I do love like a more full style. So day 3 was Nanette's Pie Market, market stall. It was the Mennonite, or yeah, the Mennonite stall. And then we had day 4, which was Silky's Market in Athens. Probably maybe one of my favorites so far. So maybe I should paint today. I haven't painted really. Well, I did kind of paint that one. And then day 5 was Terry's York image, and that was mixed media as well. And then day 6 was yesterday's, and it was Teresa's Salumeria in Italy, which I also loved. And I finished a little bit later because I didn't get as much done, but I kept everything true to the painting that I was doing and very loose, and then I just worked on contrast with the 14B. So that's really, like, I didn't do too much with it at all. I just cleaned it up a little bit. So that was Teresa's. Hola, buenas, Patty. Hi, Louise. Good morning. Okay, so we've got I am up to date with those, and then we're going to be working on Anne's today, and we're going to Puerto Vallarta. Is that how you say it? In Mexico. So I've already turned my image upside down and cropped it a little bit. Love her stripy top, and loving all the colors. So that'll be exciting. I may actually do it in neo colors. I haven't just worked in neo colors for a long time, so I know I said I was going to paint, but now I'm thinking I've got all my colors out for neo colors, so I may do that. And this is the book that I want to show you. I got it from a library sale. That's why it's got the library sticker still on it, and it's about the family of Lists, and it's written by Kaito MacLear, and Julia Sader is the illustrator, and it's beautiful. I really love it. love the illustrations and also the whole story about them. The lists who made lists. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Carson Ellis's illustrations, but the patterning is beautiful. Yeah, there's so much that I love about this. Even that there's not too much written, but there's a lot of story told just through the characters, etc. I love this. Their lists filled the house, scratch, scratch. And all the portraits as well. It's pretty fantastic. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a complete flip. It's not a very big book, but you can see how beautiful it is. So I'll leave a couple of pages unseen so that you can either go and find it in the library or purchase it for yourself. But yeah, a beautiful book. So I just wanted to show you that. The color palettes are really gorgeous too. Like it's love all these tones, something that I don't do too much of, but it's, yeah, and the light on a lot of the images and atmosphere. Yeah, so that is my book, The Lists, for today. So I'm going to stick this piece of paper down. I'm using a lot of papers that I have in my scrap bin, which sometimes have images on the back. It's funny, when people were going through just flipping through my images, they're like, oh, is this the wrong way around? Because I had like a portrait on the back of a landscape because I had used that piece of paper. So I'm like, no, it's supposed to be this way around. Has anybody done this image? I know that Anne has put in a few images. Are you doing this image with me, or are you doing another image, or are you doing your own image? I would love to know what you're working on today. Buongiorno. Ciao Teresa, ¿cómo stai? Okay, let's get started. Neocolor, so I'm going to put these away. I was finding some crayons, pencil crayons. I actually had a meeting with our Italy group yesterday, and I had been looking for some pencil crayons to take with me because I'm whittling down my packing art bag, and wanted to think, shall I take some pencil crayons? And there are certain colors that I can't really live without, and I love the fluorescents and I love the blues. So I do have others that I'm taking. I just put some in here. There are some luminance which I absolutely adore, and there's also some Derwent ink tints that I also love. And I mean, this is one of my favorite. It's the luminance, and I can't even read what it says because it's worn out, but it's the midnight. I think it's like the midnight blue. The luminance don't really have, I mean, they do have colors on them, but they have more the numbers, but I don't think I can even read the number here. Anyway, so there's a few colors that I'm taking, and that I love. And also like the Derwent drawing, love that as well. And then a couple of pencils. And then I have my markers, and I wasn't going to take a whole bunch of markers, but I love markers, so yeah. So let me just put these in here because I was just cleaning up this morning. Anne says, I'm following you, Shar. All the fruits overwhelm me. Okay, well, we can play a game this morning if you want, Anne. It makes it so much easier playing the game of not being overwhelmed with colors. All right, let's have a look. I'm gonna grab my box of Neocolors, my tin of Neocolors that are all broken up, but that's okay. I do have some that are not broken. I just don't know where I'm gonna put them. I think I'll put them over here. Let's move my paints out the way. Really didn't need water. I could use water because I'm using Neocolor 2s, but I rarely do use water, so we'll see. You never know. Today may be the day. All right. And talking about Italy, if you do want to come with me next year in June, I think I have 2 spots left. One that got sold over the weekend, which I'm super excited about, and that is in June. That's June, I want to say June 16th. I may be wrong, it could be 19th, June 16th. Yeah, maybe it's 19th to the 26th. Nanette, you would know because you're coming. Oh, sure. What pencil roll is that? This is Buku's. You'll have a hard time getting a hold one. She doesn't really make them too much anymore, but I love it. She does have the pattern though, so if you know how to sew, she does have the pattern, and I like it because it's not too big, so I can I don't have to pack too much. I think I have to put another elastic on here, and I have a little, I put this on, this is mine, but yeah, so I don't like it too bulky, and my Neocolors I probably will take in a separate, although I have in the past when I went to Oaxaca I took this and I just took broken ones in here, but for Italy I'm taking full-size ones, only because I'll probably break them and share them, so that's probably what I'll do. All right, should we get started? We probably should get started. Not a question that I should be asking. Let's get started. If you're playing along with us, I'm going to call a color and we'll get started. So I'm just going to do the outline of the shape of the square. Oh, let me get my this is what I go by, the first one, the market one. Just going to sketch out the size, and I believe this is 8 by 8 that I'm doing mine in. I believe it is. Okay, we're going to start with like shapes, and I'm just going to be blocking in. So if you don't have all the colors that I'm using, that's fine. You can use whatever colors you're using. You can test your colors at the bottom. It's a really good idea because sometimes you think it's dark enough or you think it's light enough and it's not. And if you're doing this exercise, you kind of want the right value straight away, so you don't, I mean, you could go lighter and then get darker, but you want to keep it nice and fresh. So I'm just going to test. See, this is fine for this bit, but not for this bit. So I just want a darker gray. So I'm gonna grab some colors. So if you want to do this as well, grab some colors. Oh, June 19th to the 26th. Thank you, Nanette. Yeah, I'm going to be grabbing some colors because I need to be blocking those in a second. This is a hard color because I feel like it's a little bit of a mix, but I can go with whatever colors I choose, obviously, and not feel like they have to be exactly the same color. There really isn't too much of brown. I want to go more on the brighter side than not. Let's get some purples in there. A little bit of blue. this is the same red. I do have this red bow, which is slightly brighter, almost like a vermilion. And we need some greens. I'm gonna get banana green. This is what I would be calling my colors related to food. Olive green, that's a light olive. I think that one is actually called light olive. And what else are we missing? Yeah, that color. Well, we have like, there's this saffron, which is very good for the carrots. But these coconuts in the foreground kind of want a, I think I'm going to want maybe an ochre, and then I can go over the top, because I think this brown is going to be too, maybe the brown. Maybe I'll stick with the brown. I'll keep that out. And then navy blue for the darks and stripes. I think that's it. I think we're good. I think we can start. Okay, we have a few colors. You can also do this in markers, like this game. I love it. Good morning, Reb. How are you? You can see I was testing some colors down here. All right. So you want to look at spacing, and I think we go with red first because it's pretty obvious where it is. I cropped my image to be square, so that's, I have my crop already, and that's going to be where it is. So because we've already done 20 minutes, do you want to do a timed one, or is that too stressful for you? And I think we just go with, like, just go with the flow, right? Let's just go with it. So there are some holes in here, and there's, you know what, I usually block in, but I kind of like the drawn shapes as well, and I did that with the markers the other day, and I really like how that turned out. So I'm going to do the same with this and just really look at the shapes and where they are, and then we can block in as well. So this is a really good exercise to keep you aware of spacing as well. So, you know, think about that. These radishes, I'm going to do them in red, but fill them in a little bit more of a pink, like a magenta, but I'm going to just fill them in here, or like draw them in with this color. And then we have, see, I've gone a little bit too high up here, but that's okay. Things will move around a little bit. I love how Joanne is doing it on purpose this month to really like push the boundaries of wonkiness and weirdness. So then there are little specks of red that, if you can find them, put them in, because then you don't have to come back and do those either. This tin is kind of in the way over here. And then we do have a red crate here. Which I'm going to block in. So this is probably going to kill my hands. And this is why markers are my lifesaver, because they don't require much pushing. And I know I do use my newer colors very heavily on the paper, because I like that intense and very very saturated color, almost like paint. Let's get these tomatoes in. The nice thing about the round one is that I feel like you're putting the energy in. Oh, did I say round one? The short neocolors is that you're putting your energy into this little stick, and it does get softer as you use it. Well, mine do. They get much creamier, which I like. So I'm using just cartridge paper. It's pretty flat, which I like as well. No texture at all. It's that heavy cardstock that I like. All right, there's a tiny little bit of red in there. And this back here when you squint your eyes, it like really changes in color. So I'm gonna not put red on there. Okay, I'm going to put my red to the side, and let's go with, I'm going to go with the brown because there's like a connect here, and see where else I can put the brown. This brown, I don't know if you guys notice that sometimes your neocolors are a bit scratchy. I feel like the composition has changed a little bit, and I'm not sure how or why, or if it's just the manufacturer, like they couldn't get it as creamy as the other ones, but it's more like a crayon. I don't like this brown at all. Karen Dash, you need to sort out your browns. Just putting some. Okay, so I have the lady here. I know that this is a person over here, but really I just see a round face. I'm going to, okay, so yeah, I've shifted everything here, back here, but just going to go with the shapes, not worry too much. And this is definitely not dark enough for that. So putting that to the side, there really isn't too much of that color. Let's go with some green. For like the limes, and then also this is that, I've called it banana yellow or banana green, because if you look, it really does have that banana hue to it. This is where I can start to get a little bit looser because I have like a base already, and then I can just, you know. And says, go with the flow. Yes, go with the flow. Yeah, I'm gonna start just looking where this color is and see how there's a little bit up here in the light, like it's a little bit strange, but there is a little bit of that vibration up here, so I'm going to put that up there. Okay. And if you guys don't like doing upside down, you don't have to do upside down, obviously, but I do like working upside down. Okay, so actually I'm going to go with my dark blue right now, and because right here above these there is, I think they are probably aubergines, or you call them I was going to say melanzane, but they're not melanzane. They are aubergines or eggplants. Yeah. Patty, what are melanzane in Italian? I mean in Spanish. Eggplants or aubergines. What is it again? I've forgotten. Okay, this color also I'm going to use for this big block here because it's really dark. So I use this same technique in different mediums. When I'm using markers, when I'm using paint, like yesterday's was exactly the same. I take a color, I look around, I see where I can add it. I don't overthink at all. I just look at shapes. Okay, so over here we have, I'm not even going to draw her. I'm just going to look at the pattern of her top, for example. And there is, oh, I could have done the green there as well. There's a darker area here. And I'm not trying to figure it out in my brain. I don't want to overthink it. So I'm not wondering, what is that? What is that? Well, I did was a little bit with the aubergine. Berenjenas. Berenjenas. Okay. I think I prefer melanzane. Sorry, Patty. Okay, and also I'm going to use this color here on this side. So I try and leave the white. You don't have to leave the white. I've made this a little bit too big, but I'm gonna run with it. I'm gonna pull down the red a little bit more on this side. Let's take that. Okay, anywhere else that I need this really dark color? We have, I don't know what they are. Oh, what's that? Yeah, I mean, what's the one next to the eggplant? Like, those are the Chinese eggplant. And then the white one, what is that again? I know that they pickle it and make like this, like a pickled vegetable out of it. Okay. I am going to now, I'm going to do this floor in pink. So I can always go over it with a bit of grey if I need to. People probably watching this for the first time, probably thinking, I don't know, can she even draw? Like, this is, you know, this is a bit wacky. This is a bit out there. But, I don't know. It's good to experiment and do different things. So, try it if you like it. And I do draw. Actually, I just released some of you have already purchased it. Thank you. Just released a new portrait class. It's a workshop. And we are studying a stone bust or a stone head, portrait. So that's one of the part of the lesson or part of the workshop is studying that. And then the other part is, it's just a graphite workshop, really looking at values and trying to bring life into an image, whether it is bringing life into a sculpture or bringing life into a human portrait. I can't even speak today. But yeah, so that has been released on my website. It's just a little mini workshop for anybody who is missing doing classes with me, because I know that you know, I'm not gonna probably do any classes until I come back, or maybe even the new year, because I want to record some, and I want to get my website organized, and I want to get my paintings up on there for sale. I'm still having a Thanksgiving sale next week on my classes. This one won't be included. It's any new classes are not usually included in the sale, but I will be updating my website this week with classes that I have done in the past that maybe you haven't done, because they were like summer workshops, for example, and some virtual art retreats that I've got to put up there. Okay, there are some, I see some pink back here as well, and some down here too. I should have done the pink before the blue, that's okay. Okay, I'm going to go in with the carrots. Again, just shapes. See how it's filling in nicely? Like it's, you know, it doesn't take much to fill it in, or you don't have to get overwhelmed. It's just, it's like playful. How are you doing, Anne? I know that you, this is your image. Thank you so much for it again. And I know that you said that you were feeling a little overwhelmed with your image. So how are you feeling now? Is it kind of coming together? Just going to put some red back here, some darker red. Let's get some greens on here. Kind of cropped it a little bit. There's plastic over the green, so what I'm going to do is just not fill it in completely, because I want to use the white of the paper. So I think like some of the greenery here is wrapped in bags. Oh, and I need the purple. Let's just put a bit of green down here as well. It's not the right green, but I'm going to go over it with another green. And I want that pink for her face too. So coming back to her face, just looking at the shape. And I can also take that navy blue for what I think is her hair. Okay, I'm going to work a little bit more with greens, a darker green. I know I have a bright green here, so let's put the peppers in a little bit brighter. And then some of these limes are not as yellow as I had them. Anne says, I'm okay, just following and thinking shape only. Oh, good. Well, that's all you need to do. Keep it simple. All right, and I'm going to go with the dark gray now and just block in where I can block in a little bit more dark. I'm seeing some lime, oh, some greens back here, but the green is definitely duller. Those looks like plantain or green bananas. So sorry, going back to the gray. And I'm going to use the light gray at the same time because there's like a crossover between the light and the dark gray, which I want to get up here. And a lot of times it's just about direction too, of like angles, and when you're blocking in, the spaces in between and the white space as well. So you can see how this would totally work in paint as well, because you're just putting everything in blocks and not really not focusing on any detail. I'm going to use the lighter gray for this area here. I think choosing your colors first too, so you don't get overwhelmed, and kind of doing, if you've done my color matching workshop or class, a lot of you got it because we did it within our group, our BSA group, and I think that really helped, because that, you know, you focus in on color and whereabouts everything is, and just not overthinking, and just the color matching, pulling those colors out and using those. Okay, I haven't done these yet. Let's just get the circles on. I feel like I may want to do them in pink and then go over with purple, just the middles, just to get that roundness. So I'm going to do that. Just to lighten up the purple a bit. I think I probably had a light purple I could have done that with as well. I think 100-day project of shapes, 100-day project of markets would be definitely something I would consider, because they're full of color. There's, you know, huge variety of markets from everywhere in the world. Okay, let's get some. Oh no, I colored that bit with where the blue was supposed to go. I gotta go over now. I don't know if it's gonna pull it out. Maybe I should have tried scraping it off. Nobody said anything. You guys, that's okay. Why did that happen? It's because I shifted a few things. I think that's why. I'm going to put the blue here. There are some other blues that I see, and I'm going to use also the blue for this back here. And there's some blue here. Some blue in here. Back here is more, there's a little bit of an orange over here. I'm going to put that pop of orange. And then I'm going to use the orange for the underside of the onions. They're onions. And the pink in between these. Do we know what are they? Chinese, like a Chinese root vegetable or something like that? I'm not sure. Hi, Melissa. Good morning. I feel like I haven't seen or connected with you for a while. How are you? All right. I think I'm kind of good because now I can maybe a little bit more of a dark green in here. Because really I just want to turn it over and get some 14B in there and just define and refine a little bit. So let's turn it over, because I don't mind doing this part. What did we say? 85% upside down or 90% upside down. I feel like this is pretty much 90%. Oh no, so sorry, Melissa. Melissa had to say goodbye to her little knit on a Friday. Oh, I'm so sorry. That is sad. How old was he, she? I can't remember if it was a she or a he. She's sending you hugs. Yes. I'm so sorry. She would have been 13 on the 12th. Oh, she wasn't even that old. Poor her. Okay. I can see some things that I need to like push back. So definitely like things that need to be whites that need to be changed. Like for example, these boxes here, I'm going to put a little bit more gray back here. There's a lot that's not right in my piece, and I'm okay with that. Like it doesn't have to be an exact representation of Anne's photo. Excuse me. going to just block that in as well. Put a little bit of a lighter grey on here. Okay, and then also, where else did I see that needed to be pushed back? Not really too many other places. Maybe bring this down. Over here, there's a lot of white. I think I can probably take my red and just bring that in. So some colors I feel need a little bit of help by just going over with another color. Okay. Let's get my I'm going to get my 14B out and start just defining, refining, defining. Alyssa says, I like to think she's up there playing with all those lost fur babies. Yeah. And yeah, so sorry. That's sad. Ah, Teresa says, I like to see mine in the stars at night shining down on us. Mm-hmm. That is nice. Okay. Melissa, are you going to do like a drawing session to honor her? So I'm not changing lines too much because I like the wonky. So if anything, I'm just using what I've got, and for me that's enough. I've got a tickle. Oh, I do have water behind me. Now you don't have to do this with 14B. You could just leave it as is. But, oh, Melissa said that might be too hard right now, but it's a nice idea. Yeah, probably much too hard right now. Well, you probably have so many photos that it's nice to, when you're ready, pull them out and do something like that. So this I definitely, I think can need a little bit of help by pushing back the pink. Today is Tuesday. Dylan Sarah has his portrait session this afternoon. I'm going to try and make it because I haven't made one in a while, and I think that would be a great way to practice portraits. That's at 2 p.m. Eastern, I believe. Yeah. Dylan is also one of the instructors in the new portrait class that we did together for the mother and child, and that is starting up next week on the 13th, on the Monday. So another sketchy portrait class. I filmed that at the beginning of July. I did not know when it was going to come out, so that was kind of like a surprise when it was coming out. So again, you could do this, you don't have to do this with pencil, you could do this with your other new colors that are, you know, perfectly fine. Different, a little bit of a different value or hue of that color. Yeah, like mine is a little bit everywhere. I know that I'm not getting it exactly right. I mean, there's 3 holes here, but I've only done 2. Could definitely spend a lot of time on this. So this is where I would probably do the blocking in if I was out drawing and sketching, and just get all the blocking in and then take a picture and then use the, you know, your studio time to get all the details, because sitting there and getting the details may be a little bit overwhelming, but once you get like the blocking of the color in, then you can kind of pull it all together. No, we have like 4 minutes left. I'll probably go over just a little bit. And then you've got all these. Are they tomatoes even? I think, no, maybe they're peppers. I don't want to zoom in. If I start zooming in, then I'll be really thinking about each thing too much. These are definitely tomatoes. So you can just define the shapes like along the edges, and I feel like that really helps a lot. So even I talk about that in my classes as well. Finishing off an image is really about the form at the end. Does anybody know what these Chinese long things are? Maybe somebody's come in that knows what they are. These ones here. I can't think of the name. I see them in the supermarkets all the time. Is it like a radish? Is it called a Chinese radish? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. Some colors also work really well with the 14B and some not as well. And how do you guys use a Chinese radish if it is a Chinese radish? Do you pickle it? Do you shred it in like a salad? Oh, kimchi. Oh, it's how'd you say it? A daikon? Daikon. Have a good day, Melissa. In a salad. Do you use it a lot, Leslie? And in kimchi. Okay. Joanne, do you make your own kimchi? Just gonna get, this lady has a mask on, so I'm gonna keep her mask on. What is everyone up to today? I have doggy portraits to get done, so I've got to do those today. I will be busy. I think I have, I'm not going to get them all done, but I think I have 5 to do for the dog sitter. I don't know why I put this green here. Sometimes I put colors and I'm like, that doesn't correlate to the image. So you just have to embrace it and leave it, keep it. Teresa says, lovely and inspiring. Enjoy this day. Thank you, Teresa. Take care. Joanne says, I tried a few times with a lot of work and my husband and son didn't like it. Oh, the kimchi. Leslie says, once in a while it's supposed to be good for the gut health. Yeah, my sister, she makes it all the time. She has it like every day. Is it Ifat or Ifat or painting is looking great. Love the colors. Thank you so much. And you need fish sauce, I guess, for real kimchi. And because I'm a vegan, yeah. Sanding and varnishing my block. Ooh, interesting. Looking forward to seeing it. Leslie says, babysitting for a few days. Oh, yeah. I'm sure they're probably going to miss you when you're not there. Let's get these radishes in. And then something went wrong here that I have empty space, but that's okay. Still more carrots. And I can just do some big shapes here where the lettuce is. I'm going to darken just here behind this one. I don't think I'm going to do too much more on this. Thank you everybody for joining this morning. This was a great image. Thank you, Anne, for your Puerto Vallarta day. And just sign it. Day 6. Day 7. Day 7. Puerto Vallarta. That's it. Puerto Vallarta. And it's Auntie's. I can't wait to see all of yours. Don't forget to put them in the Substack chat, or tag me, or use the hashtag SharzadClass1025 for this month. I'm loving these. I can't remember whose image is next, but I can't wait to do it tomorrow. So join me tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and if you are joining and if you're here after the fact, please comment in the comments so that I know that you saw my video, because if not, I don't know that you passed by. And some days there are a lot of people who pass by, but I don't know who actually came by. So people like Tammy and Joanne and or Janan, and if you came by, please comment, and other people. It's always nice to connect and know that you've been here. So very similar method to this. I didn't do too much detail in this afterwards, and exactly the same method as this as well, but there was a lot more painting involved in this, but the blocking in is still there and the same as this one. So my technique and my method is really like across the board. I've been doing it for a while, and it's something that I really enjoy. So if you enjoy it too, please let me know. Yeah, I mean, you could go, you know, full-blown detail with this and really look at everything with a more particular eye. But sorry, lots of newer color being pushed around there. Thank you. Bye everyone.